Number 165 in the Indicator series is The Pillow Book, directed by Peter Greenway, released in 1996. And this movie had me really mixed up in my feelings for it. I was struggling with this one quite a lot for two parts, because visually it's striking, it's different, it's out there, and it ultimately is wonderful in telling the tale. The tale's not that interesting, so I was kind of stuck between two stories. It's about a woman who is fascinated with, or has a fetish of, writing on skin, and it's all about her, how that transpires to her father, how that kind of put her into this kink, and how she's carried that forward into her adulthood and her relationships along the way. And it can sometimes be very interesting and very fascinating to watch, but at other times it can be rather meandering, rather long, delving too much time in this fetish that just, unless it's your kind of kink, you just can't understand or get to, although the movie's trying to lead you to why she feels that way. And I think it does that really well. But The Pillow Book for me was all about the visual and auditory sense while watching this one. It's quite often jumping from frame rates throughout it, or it's quite often jumping from ratios throughout it. Sometimes it'll be 4:3, sometimes it'll jump into a wider screen image. Quite often it's got overlapping images playing at the same time, and it's done to great effect on certain times, either foretelling the future or flashing back to childhood while something else is happening in the modern time. And it's done really well. And also, because it's all about writing, it's all about calligraphy, quite often there'll be text coming up on the screen. It will be lit in their room. It will be artistically portrayed on walls, where it's, you know, it's a white wall, but for some reason there's light flashing onto it, creating words over people's skin. It's all done in a very artistic style that's really interesting, that's fascinating to watch. I would love this to have kicked off a trend of these kind of movies, of creating this kind of aesthetic, because it truly is wonderful and something that needs to be seen. But like I said, the story left me a little bit cold. I enjoyed certain aspects of it. I like when Ewan McGregor comes into the movie and kind of livens things up a little bit. It slips into a small tale of revenge at certain points that becomes really weird and strange as she starts to write a book and send it to the publisher within parts, but each kind of part is written on somebody's body, and it just becomes utterly weird and strange without really going over the cliff. The Pillow Book was a fascinating watch, really, truly, honestly wonderful to see, aesthetically. Visual styling, the creation of this world and character is fully formed. It was totally interested in her story. I wanted to see where it was going to end up, but I ultimately knew that it was never going to end up in a great place, and I was never going to feel truly satisfied with her tale. The compulsion of the movie to look at text as image and image as text, and creating something that disappears almost as soon as you've done it is a fascinating subject matter. But ultimately, like I said, it's not that interesting. What is interesting, however, is the photography and the cinematography of Japan in this. It shows some wonderful locations, great production design, and again, it's another visual element that was just captivating watching this. The Pillow Book was a movie that, as an art product, is utterly wonderful. As a narrative storytelling, was rather meandering. It's a one movie that I could actually see myself going back and checking out again, just for the visual style. I would love to have seen this blown up in a big screen to really let it sink in how stunning it was. I just wish that the story was more compelling for me. I'd love to know your thoughts on The Pillow Book. If you've seen it, let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.